Hello. Hello, my fellow YouTubers. It's me again, Carlita, your Spice Queen. Yeah, I am at it again. I am here with another word on the curb. A word on the curb. And the word I'm going to share with today is the top 5 takeaways from the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 reunion part 2. Sort of kind of a recap on a recap, if you get what I'm saying. So I have an article with the word on the curb, but before we get started, let's first do the natural thing. Let's please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Comments are very important. They motivate me. And if you are already a Spicer and a part of the Spice Club, go ahead on and hit that notification bell. So when I upload new content, you'll be amongst the first to see it. Now, without further ado, let's get started. This article is brought to us by Reality TV. It's authored by Kay, that's Kay, on September the 19th, 2022. And so let's get started. And begin with, it reads like this. Part 2 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion was strangely light-hearted. While the women continued to spill their issues with one another, they laughed a lot. They laughed a lot. And it was refreshing. It was refreshing to see that. Much like the vibe of the whole season, pretty much. But let's be honest, right? The three-part reunion are rarely necessary. This is a perfect example. Regardless, regardless, there were some moments that stuck out. There were some moments that stuck out. So here are my 5 takeaways. Okay, the first one is going to be the icon versus the ex-con. I like that title. I like it a lot. Okay, so despite the shade assassin and the fashionista, Malo coming together last season, Malo Hampton first season holding a peach brought chaos to her relationship with Kenya Moore. Host Andy points out that Kenya issue with Malo started when Malo made gross comments about her mother. Remember when she's at that camp a few seasons back? What was it? Season 9, episode 13. That's when Marlo said that disgusting thing about Kenya and why her mother doesn't care for her. Okay, while Kenya has said some horrible things too, she's unwilling to get past the comment, and Andy wonders why Marlo isn't connecting the dots. Additionally, the viewers seem to indicate that they are keen team Kenya all the way. I have been a Kenya apologist for many years now, but I was surprised by this, given how Marlo received such a warm reception from fans. Okay, she might have fallen short in her efforts as a housewife, but her story was compelling, and she didn't hold back on being vulnerable this season. Unfortunately for her, Kenya labeled her sharing disingenuous. She noticed that Marlo is willing to throw her family under the bus when it comes to their past, refuses to no, when it comes to their past, but refuses to share her own. Kenya then calls her out for her real name being Latoya Hutchison, as you may well see on this birth certificate that I provided you with. And just know that you can change your name. You can have your name changed on your birth certificate. People do it for many different reasons. Okay, reasons just like adoption and things of that nature, or you just not feeling your name. On public record is public record when you change your name, unless it's sealed for a reason. Mostly with adoptions. But let's read on. Okay, and demands. Okay, like I said, being Hutchinson and demands to see her Carfax and birth certificates. Producer are on it with the receipts and show Marlo's birth certificate clearly stating her name as Marlo Patrice Hampton, as you all can see there. Okay, Marlo Patrice Hampson then ends the segment by calling Kenya a lying bee, right? Wondering if that will end up on Kenya's Carfax. Okay, so that's what she's wondering. Put that in here. Now, okay, the Royal producers worked overtime this season to make sure the women were held accountable for what they said. Shady, yes. Do we need more of this on every damn franchise? Absolutely, yes. I love it when a housewife get called out for a lie and as viewers. Okay, I'm sorry. I love it when a housewife gets called out for a lie, and as viewers, we deserve the truth. So producers showed up. They showed an extended montage. An extended montage. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find this slide. An extended montage of, well, it's not going to let me show it, but an extended montage. Um, gosh. Yeah, my extended montage of Juice Adora and Tampa Ralph Pittman receipt, and it wasn't pretty. My favorite was when Drew told us in a confessional that Ralph played college football, only to get him on the phone and admit that he want the bench. Drew tries to explain it away that Ralph was red-shirted, which is a common college football term. Now I may be I'm sorry. Now I may be a diehard housewife fan, but I am multifaceted. I'm sorry, multifaceted and know my college football. Red shirting is when a player, typically one who is coming straight out of high school, doesn't play for a season. The reasoning is so that they can work to increase their size, learn the playbook, and join the team when they have matured as an athlete. It also extends their eligibility to play in college. But redshirting is one season, and Drew never bothered to clarify what happened to the rest of his college career. Okay, typical Drew, always needing a Google search. Just like when she tried to explain the whole gaslighting thing, she claims that she knew what it meant, but didn't think it applied to how Ralph treated her. Roll the footage of Tampa Ralph gaslighting the hell out of her. Andy then points out how the couple got positively roasted for all this mess. Drew shrugged it off, saying that Mr. Tampa was upset, but they know who they are and are staying the course, which I assume means Drew will continue to allow Ralph to gaslight her on national television. Okay, the bone collector. There you go. All right. Platoon. No. All right. Nothing gave me more joy this season than watching Drew get dunked on for caring about doggy bones to throw at people. Reminder, she doesn't have a dog, so I had to take her ASS to Petco, all for some shade that fell flat anyway. Or maybe she got her assistant Anthony to do it. More on him in a moment. Friend of, if we can even call her that, Fatum Ford made it her mission to come for Drew. Fatum made sure to let the table of women know that Anthony, the assistant who never was, said Tampa Ralph was gay. That earned her a doggy bone. But Anthony, who was the source of all this drama between Drew and Sheree, didn't get a bone. At least not one that we saw. And he is the one who deserved it the most, considering he told Drew that Sheree was she don't pay, right? Sheree, excuse me, Sheree decided to provide her own receipts in the form of FaceTiming Anthony to get, the real story. Anthony tell everyone that he was not Sheree's assistant and she doesn't owe him money, which clearly means he is on charade payroll as we speak. Because why would he say that when he said the opposite on camera? At this point, Anthony doesn't need a milk bone. He needs a gallon of water, to quench his thirst, because he's really, really thirsty. Okay, now Sanya. Sanya, the next one. Sanya might be a gold medalist, but Sanya Richard Ross admits that being a housewife is harder than being a super fast runner. Running comes naturally, but housewifery does not. While I found Sanya to be somewhat of a clout chaser, I'm always willing to give a housewife a second season. It's so hard to get to know them, and most of them come in either too hot or too cold. Really. But Sanya came in hot. After Sheree shadily told Sanya she has to handle Kenya, Sanya tried her best to do just that. Kenya refused to give her the time of day, which is so Kenya. But I want to reiterate, Sanya tried, and coming for Kenya was no easy feat. Did she succeed? No, but I'm giving her a gold medal for trying. Aside from Kenya, Sanya faced aside from Kenya, Sanya faced the reality of dealing with Drew's misguided advice on marriage, which would be like getting advice from Sheree on how to release a fashion line in a timely manner. After Sanya shared that she wasn't ready to have another child, Drew basically told her it's her duty to do that for her husband. Say what now? Say what now? What? Huh? Drew might be stuck in a marriage filled with outdated beliefs, but the rest of us are living in 2022, which Andy made sure to note. But if Drew is anything, she is staunch in her terrible beliefs. And she smugly explained that if you don't give your husband a baby, someone else will. What on earth is she talking about? I'm going to need Drew to drop the terrible marriage advice and focus on who is giving her husband a rub down, right? The massage, remember that? Regardless, Sanya was happy to admit that she is now on the same page as husband Aaron Ross. And while there is no timeline, they might be adding a 10th person to their household in the near future. And there goes the trophy room. Last but not least, here we go. Kenya. Kenya is the moment. When the moment were hard to come by. In that moment, it's a lot of reading. Last paragraph. So as I said, Kenya's the moment. Love her or hate her, Kenya came out on top this season. Not only did she deliver with her reads, as per usual, but she also brought a level of unbotheredness that we don't normally see from her. Like hanging up on Sanya when she didn't feel like dealing with her and refusing to engage with Marlo on their trip to the mountains. It's clear that Kenya's time on Dancing with the Stars gave her the positive energy that's been missing from her life for a while. Castmate Candy Burris pointed out that Kenya brought the energy into the season, and it was nice to see. Kenya got emotional talking about what Dancing with the Stars meant to her. She grew up dancing and always performed for her grandmother, who raised her. Now that her grandmother is gone, Kenya felt like she was dancing out there for her. Unfortunately, her ex husband, bottom right, her ex husband, who I refuse to name, to be a thorn in her side. Kenya is not officially divorced and are waiting on a court date. Luckily, Kenya wasn't thinking about him at all when she successfully bagged a man named John in Jamaica. Oh, they friends, so. And she's been doing group dates with friends, just enjoying herself and not getting into anything serious. So Kenya is busy winning right now, and she joked she's coming for everyone's man. That's a joke. Okay, but please, please don't bother with Sheree New Boo, Martell Holt, because everyone but Sheree knows he is a walking red flag. And don't we know that? Finally, Kenya's business is thriving. Is thriving. And let me put this one up. Her business is thriving, and you can see up there top right at the corner the logo, right? So finally, her business is thriving. Thanks to Kenya Moore Hair Care being carried in CVS across the nation. Even Marlo admits that she uses it, and her edges have never looked better. If only these two could work things out, their combined edges would be unstoppable. That's shade. That's definitely shade. Next week, Raw finally concludes with part 3, and the husbands are invited, which is always my least favorite part of the reunion. This is the author saying that, because literally I do not care what they have to say, but I do. That's the author not caring, but I do. But we are getting them anyway, and I am hoping Andy asks Ralph to define what a red shirt is. Okay, now, with that being said, put my little take on it. Now, as I said, I personally care about what the men have to say. I actually look forward to part 3 of the reunion. I mainly would like to hear Aaron Ross' explanation as to why he felt it was necessary to confront them women the way that he did, using expletives and things of that nature. I didn't personally feel that Sanya needed his help in that moment. She never really got a chance to open her mouth and anything like that. Now, I do know Kenya has forgiven him, but I would like him to publicly, like I said, explain why he did it and also apologize publicly to the ladies as to, it just wasn't nice. It wasn't nice and it was inappropriate. Okay? And yeah, and Ralph, he can go ahead on and explain what's that red thing he talking about. What they just say? Anyway, you know what he's saying. So anyway, this is my fifth take on the video. Okay, so I'm having some issues here. If you notice on the bottom of the screen, my little ticker is there. I added my address to my Cash App. So if you'd like to donate $1 or $2 or what have not, it will be very, very helpful and appreciated. So I can buy a professional microphone so I won't be as muddled. Okay, so without further ado, I will see you in my next video.